What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live broadcast of the Engadget podcast. I'm senior editor Devendra Hardwar. This morning, I'm joined by our podcast producer, Ben Ellman. Hey, Ben.
Hello.
And Sherlyn Lowe, deputy editor. What's up, Sherlyn?
What up?
What up? We're a little late because Sherlyn, I know you're doing a lot of exercising in the morning, so I want to give Sherlyn more time to.
I had to prepare for both this thing and something else today, so I was having a more intense prep.
All good.
Before this setup.
Good morning to Sherlyn and Ben and everybody joining us. I saw a whole bunch of folks. I saw Druv Karmarkar. I saw Mark B, Julianne Carios, Christopher Howard, everybody joining us this morning. Thank
Turbine
you so
spelled with a 1. AXBX, Lance.
Love it. Lance. Okay, we got a whole bunch of people, and we've got so much stuff to talk about. So this is going to be kind of a fast-moving, compressed episode. But I did want to give a shout-out to one listener who shared with us their setup, Daniel Diaz in Puerto Rico, who shared his battery backup setup, his solar power, so much stuff. I think we've got some photos to share here. And Ben, I believe you chatted a bit with Daniel, right?
Yes. So, great how's setup. This for a stream watching setup? Power was out in Puerto Rico due to the last hurricane. This isn't Ian, this is the hurricane prior to that.
Yep.
But has a solar array up. This solar array is apparently feeding into an Anchor power bank 13400, powering a GL iNet router connected to the internet through an iPhone 8 Plus with a USB cable. How is that for a stream watching setup? That is a dedicated listener.
For our listeners right now, yeah, this is the standard with which you will be judged by, because Daniel Diaz is using all of his available power to watch us. Also, hopefully, he's staying safe. I know Puerto Rico's infrastructure is still not great. Power is still a big issue down there, so it's rough. And we've got multiple hurricanes going on now. We've got Florida. I saw the video of the real life actual street shark in Florida.
Yes.
So that's always been like a hoax video when there are hurricanes, but apparently this time that shark is just strolling the street. So hopefully everybody's staying safe. That storm is going to be coming up the East Coast. I'm in Atlanta, so maybe we'll see a little rain. But everybody along the East Coast, and the other southern states, good luck. I know it's now a tropical storm, so it's not hurricane scale anymore, but still a lot of rain, a lot of flooding. It's rough. Let's get to it. Is everybody good to go? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and for new folks, we're going to be recording the audio podcast. We can't always chat with you, but if you leave some comments, maybe Ben can feed them into the show, and we'll try to do a Q&A in between segments. But okay, let's go for it.
Okay, so longtime viewers know what we're about to do. We're going to do a sync. So I'm going to count down from 3. At the end of 3, everybody's going to make a sound. We're going to clap, snap our fingers, or whatever we're going to do. And chat, you can do that along with us. Then we're going to do like maybe 5 seconds of silence, and we're actually going to get into the show after that. So
cool.
Counting down from 3, 2, 1. And I'll let you know when the silence is over. Okay, silence over. Let's get on with it.
Let's get to it. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. What's up, Internet, and welcome back to the Engadget podcast. I'm senior editor Devendra Hardwar.
I'm editor.
You're
I'm
editor.
Deputy
you
editor.
are editor.
I was like, reviews? No! Then and I dropped the word.
What Sherlyn is actually is tired.
Tired. We're all so tired.
Let's start again.
Let's go again. We are all tired, so bear with us, folks, on the live stream. What's up, Internet, and welcome back to the Engadget podcast. I'm senior editor Devendra Hardwar.
I'm deputy editor Sherlyn Lowe.
Today, there's just way too much going on. Oh my God, Sherlyn and I and everybody at the site are underwater.
This week, yeah.
This week, this month, everything. Sherlyn's still reeling from all the Apple reviews, but now we've got a ton of Amazon news. We've got some news from Google, which dare to have an event the same freaking day as Amazon. And Sherlyn is also has reviewed the Apple Watch Ultra. We'll be chatting about all those things, so stay tuned for that. As always, folks, subscribe to us on iTunes or wherever you're getting podcasts. If you dig us, leave us a review on iTunes. Drop us an email at podcast@engadget.com. You can also join us on the live stream on our YouTube channel Thursdays, typically around 10 a.m. Eastern. We're a little later today, but, just follow there. You can see where the exact timing for the episode is if you're subscribing to us on YouTube. Okay, Sherlyn. So I feel like we go through many product events, and for some reason, it is the Amazon event that I always dread the most. So,
Really?
yeah, because let me give listeners a little background here. Typically, most other companies kind of give us a glimpse at the news. Like we can prepare, we can write stuff, we can get ready. Amazon don't do that.
Well, there's also, don't forget, there's also Apple that doesn't brief us in advance.
We care more about Apple products, right? Like they matter a little more than the next Kindle Fire or than the next Fire, streamer or something. So I don't know.
I think what it is more that like there's just so much more in terms of leaks, right?
Yes,
and there's so many more credible leaks for Apple that we're better able to prepare for an Apple event than an Amazon event.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, I think basically there's maybe lack of interest in the leakers, although there were some things that popped up along the FCC. But so we have to sign up to basically watch this Amazon event, a special link for media to watch while Amazon Lives blogs it. It's just a whole scramble to get everything done, folks. So if we sound tired, it's because we've juggled that. We're dealing with so much of stuff. And they typically also drop a ton of news in a really short amount of time. So it's always a scramble. This year, or at least this season, because I think maybe they have multiple sometimes, I think the biggest thing is a new Kindle that they announced, the Kindle Scribe.
Yep.
It is a Kindle that you can write on. And I feel like that's something. It is a big Kindle. It's a 10.2-inch, 300 ppi display, basically as big as an iPad. Looks like there is, one side is good for holding. It comes with a stylus that you can jot notes down on, or just like anything. You could do anything. You could draw. You could write. It's going to start at $340. I looked at this thing and I was like, man, remarkable. And
I know.
Remarkable, the tablet company, by the way, and any other company that has like an e-ink tablet with a stylus, you're done. You're dead, because unfortunately, like Amazon is kind of the killer e-ink company. But what do you think of this thing, Sherlyn?
I mean, my first question was kind of, is there like an onboard attachment or slot for that stylus?
It's magnetically, from what I saw, there is a loop, and I also saw something like it just attached to the side. But yeah, you're right. Unless the stylus slides in somewhere, you're probably going to lose it. I think everyone's going to have that problem. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the idea is there. This is an e-ink tablet for us to write on, and like kind of a coincidence. Last year, Samsung did away with the Note line, and this year we got a Kindle Scribe, and like note takers are never going to be left behind. Don't worry. We had Remarkable, you said, like has been around for a little bit and carving a niche for itself in the e-ink tablet space with the like stylus and everything. I had the pleasure of like kind of playing with one, like I don't know, a while ago. I just love it, right? Like it's
nice
with the latency, with the go ahead.
Well, it's nice. I think the Remarkable design is sleeker and looks a little cleaner than Amazon's Kindle design. I kind of hate the way all of Amazon's products look. Like, unless they get to the really expensive Kindles, which I guess this is one of them, they're all a little clunky. They're not as polished as I like them to be. The Remarkable 2 is $279, so cheaper than this Kindle, but I believe there's a subscription. It's a $3 a month subscription to get to their cloud stuff. And I feel like that has, every time I've looked at that tablet, I'm like, I don't want to deal with a subscription to this company that may not exist in a couple of years, and then I'm stuck with a tablet that, may not fully function. Are you excited about an e-ink, writing tablet, Sherlyn?
I mean, like I used the Galaxy Notes when they were, basically little e-ink tablet notepad things. And I mean, there's a lot of work like that has to be figured out here. First of all, does Amazon have good handwriting recognition? Does it have good palm rejection? There's a lot of questions we don't yet have answers for. I am excited by the idea. I'm just not sure the execution will be there. And also, like how much do I write things down nowadays? I don't know about y'all. I don't do that all that much anymore, even though I keep wanting to. I have the urge to.
I think we a lot of us have just stopped handwriting because we have I tap more if I'm out reporting somewhere. I'm tapping notes on my phone furiously. If I'm not at my keyboard, I'm doing notes on my phone. I'm like recording audio.
I'm just voice recording and then transcribing.
That's transcribing, you could do that. But our phones kind of handle the most of it. But I do miss handwriting. I miss jotting down notes. I miss like scribbling.
Yeah.
I try to have a reporter's notebook that I rarely ever use. So I feel like if I was in school, especially for kids in college who want like a bigger interface for reading books and also want to jot down notes, because I did always like that with physical books in college, this could be better than like a standard e-reader. But also at this point, if you really want to do this, you probably just get like an actual tablet, right? A tablet with a stylus and
like the Apple, the iPad pencil thing. Yeah. Why not? I mean, those look good, and you're not restricted to like certain colors. I do wonder what the build and size and weight of this is. Maybe a more lightweight tablet. Like you said, the Remarkable was very well built, and you could just take it anywhere with you. There's also like other things out there, like a Rocket Book, right? Like an actual.
I've never heard of a Rocket Book.
Oh, the Rocket Book started off as this like book that you can like microwave and erase the marks you've left on it, but then it evolved, and so now you can't really microwave it, but you can write on it, erase it, and reuse it. So it's environmentally a little bit more friendly. And then whatever you write on it, you can like scan to the cloud or whatever. So the whole idea of writing things down, I still love it. I still think of it as a way to kind of like organize my like huge thoughts. If I have big plans I need to draw out, my first instinct is still to go to pen and paper. But the important part of it is, how do you keep those notes? How do you then store them? How do you digitally search them? So we'll see what Amazon does.
And like when I handwrite notes, like I typically write more in cursive than I do in print, and then my cursive notes are just like really fast jots. Like it's almost like doctor's writing. Like if I look at it, I could read it. I feel like most other people looking at my like actual cursive may not be able to. And unfortunately, OCR and computers like cannot deal with cursive at all. Like unless you're printing down, you're kind of screwed.
I love cursive. Some of them pick it up, but yeah, you're right. Most of the time, cursive trips people up. Yeah. So,
question from Turbine in the chat. This is not with Android, right? They say, like, I think some may want to use another platform to keep their notes on. This is not Android. This is Amazon's Kindle ecosystem, you know. So if you're an existing Kindle user, like this may actually work for you. A lot of that data, your books are all stored in the Amazon library. That's generally been pretty stable for me. I think the only issue people have had with Amazon is Comixology. The integration between Amazon and Comixology has been rocky. I know friends who've like lost some books that they had bought before Amazon bought Comixology, so they have to like go and ask to get things reinstated. So Amazon's cloud seems okay, but you're right. This isn't Android. Maybe you'd be able to get apps. There are Kindle apps on iOS and Android for you to access something. So maybe you'd be able to get it that way.
Like, right, you'd be able to store your notes and access them through your phone still, through the Amazon app, maybe.
One of my favorite Kindle things, which is kind of an not really a heralded feature, but you can get an email address and you can forward any email or article or books, anything to your Kindle address. And I used to have like if then that.
If else? I have triple T.
I have
if this, then that.
If this, then that. I used to set up routines for like if I save something to Pocket, it would like get pushed to my Kindle, and that was always super useful. So there are a lot of ways to move this data and utilize it, but you gotta have to use your tricks here. So anyway, I think this thing is cool. Maybe too expensive. I would love to play with it at some point.
Me too. I know. We can't wait to get our review unit, and we'll see.
That'd be fun. I know you were also excited, which is funny, Sherlyn. You were excited about Amazon's Halo Rise, which is their $140 bedside sleep tracker, even though you're also the person who hates sleep gadgets.
Well, caveat being, I hate sleep gadgets that I have to wear to bed. I love tracking my sleep. I love getting sleep insights, but I hate wearing bulky ass watches to bed. So this is like a potentially good implementation, right? And let's start by saying Amazon is not the very first company to do something like this, right? Google already introduced like sleep sensing via radar on the Nest Hub second generation, like the smart display. So this is also, it's a bedside sleep tracker too. But Google's thing is more of a smart display with this feature built in, whereas Amazon's Halo Rise is a dedicated device built to track your sleep from next to your bed.
It's also a wake up light too, which is nice.
So it's got no cameras, no microphones on it, according to Amazon, and it uses a contactless or a non-contact motion sensor to look for patterns in your body movement while you're in bed, and then decipher if you're asleep, and also what sleep zone you're in based on your respiratory rate.
Right.
So, I mean, cool. And then every morning you can wake up, you can set a smart alarm, and the light that's built in will glow slowly,
Aw.
gradually with the sunrise.
The sounds of
So-
angels will ring, and you will just wake up fully refreshed. Yeah.
But also, I mean, it's also kind of like a clock, so you can see the time. But it's also got like sensors on it to detect like what your environment is like. So if your bedroom is a little too cold or a little too humid or a little too bright, it'll then in the morning tell you, or I mean, maybe after some time, it'll be like, hey, you slept better when it was colder at night, or hey, you slept for longer, or you entered more REM sleep when it was, more humid in the night. So I think honestly, this is all in theory, right? We don't know yet whether it works as advertised. I have called dibs on reviewing this one, just FYI. But my manager is very concerned for my well-being, and it's all like,
maybe don't.
No. He's like, well, don't rush to review this. So this is something that maybe I'll do more of a long-term thing about. But I'm very excited because finally I might be able to track my sleep without wearing something to bed. Now I'm fully aware there are things like mattress sensors out there that I could use as well. But somehow like a mattress sensor feels a little much.
A little much. You don't want anything to feel like. I wouldn't want to feel the mattress sensor. I know those have existed for a while.
I'm totally the princess and the pea. I'm that princess.
One thing I will say is I don't know, this is a cool idea if it was from a company other than Amazon, maybe other than some other companies I don't fully trust. I'm more like, what are you doing with this data, Amazon? Like, what are you going to sell to me after this? Like, oh, I see you're really taking a long time to get to sleep. Here are some subscriptions to, what do you call it? The sleep pills that people have.
Sure, sleeping pills,
Sleeping pills, something like that. Here's a book that can help you relax. Hey, I hear exercise is a great thing to help you get some sleep. Here's the Amazon exercise device. It is a company that I think is comically bad at some of this stuff. And also I have Echoes in a lot of rooms in my house because unfortunately I find it very convenient. I do like that product, but it won't shut up. I don't know if you have this problem, Sherlyn.
I used to.
If I ask it for a question, be like, by the way, did you know you could blah, 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 blah? I'm like, shut up. Please stop talking to me. I ask it to play white noise occasionally if the baby is sleeping in the room with us. And it will be like, before it plays the soothing noise that I desperately need right now, it's like, by the way, you like our free white noise. Would you like to pay for an better white noise?
Of course they ask that.
Of course they ask that. And also I'm like, shut up. I just want white noise. So
no, my favorite is when it like suddenly glows and there's like the notification thing, and we are so trained to have to like not have those notification rings on. So I'm like, hey, what's up? What you got to tell me? They're like, by the way, I was like, you rang to tell me that you can ring. They were like, by the way, did you know? Blah blah blah. Or like, by the way, this pack. Some of my friends have Echoes at home, and they find it helpful to help them track and order their like groceries and refill for them. But I'm like,
it's very annoying.
Leave me alone. Don't give me a notification just to tell me you can do things. I don't want you to be in my life. So I unplugged it. So it's just out of my life. So
I feel like Amazon still doesn't get that balance. How is that? I mean, you tested and you wrote about their like fitness tracker that was also their mood tracker. Is that thing, does it still exist? Is it still a thing happening?
So Halo, the Halo band initially was that screenless thing that would detect your tone. And then last year, the company, unveiled the new Halo band, which basically looked like Fitbits. We didn't review those because cheaper Fitbits, cool, thanks, bro, we're good. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the most high priority thing. And I don't know that Amazon made that big of a push other than on Prime Day when it was like, hey, you can get our cheap fitness trackers for even cheaper. The tone detection feature was always just like kind of weird. It wasn't very insightful.
Immediate pushback. Everyone's like, what the hell are you doing?
Right. But then when I actually tested it out too, it was like, you're not telling me about.
You're breaking all of our sensors. You're too sassy. I can't.
I mean, there's that.
Halo was like, I can't. Please.
Halo was like, I give up. Like, walked off. It walked off. No, the thing was like, and as a refresher, like you would get, people. The thing would detect your tone throughout the day and listen to like, and tell you, oh, you sounded sarcastic. Oh, you sounded happy at this time of day. But it wouldn't have any voice recordings for you to refer back to. It used the microphone to detect your tone, but it didn't record anything, right? That's a whole privacy thing. So when I would look back at the end of the day and be like, oh, I was sassy as hell in the morning and then like really happy in the afternoon. What happened? I can't, there's no data to tell me what happened. So that was when I tested it 2 years ago, and now I haven't since, because why do I need someone to police my tone or tell me how stressed I am?
Especially Amazon. Maybe we need some sort of holistic device too, because I've been doing like the Noom app for like, you know, tracking what I'm eating and stuff like that. Just
that's the metabolism one, right?
It's not. I mean, it's just like diet. It's a diet app. You know,
Noom caught a lot of flack. I don't know if you
they catch a lot of flack.
Yeah,
but I'm thinking like we have all these services that do like kind of different things. But what you want is something that will help you. Like, hey, by the way, let me help you sleep. Let me help you. Like, hey, let's just keep track of your calories automatically. How is this stuff making you feel? Maybe you shouldn't have a burger for lunch because you feel really lethargic afterwards. You need kind of one device or one platform to kind of unify all that stuff, and we don't have that. That would be like the ideal. Yeah.
That's what some companies are trying to do, right? Like Apple and Google, I'm sure they're trying to do that. So
you can't. They do it great for exercise and stuff, but not for like food tracking, not for like so many.
They have they have features. They just don't. Don't give them ideas. They're gonna buy MyFitnessPal or something. So.
I mean, they absolutely will. So anyway, Halo Rise. It's a bedside sleep tracker. It is really weird and creepy. And Sherlyn,
I like it.
Apparently, that is good.
You know me. It's spooky season. I love everything creepy. Give me.
It's spooky season. We've got a bunch of other Amazon products. So let's just move through here. There's a new Echo Studio that has an improved spatial audio processor, which is kind of cool. I like the first Echo Studio. I bought one of those. It's in my kitchen. It is very loud. The like 360-degree sound is actually pretty good because it does a good job of making you sound like you're not listening to a speaker. You're not listening to like a bunch of speakers in one place. It kind of expands the sound, which is similar to what Apple is doing with the HomePod and everything. So it actually sounds pretty good for what it is. So I bought it because I like good speakers.
Right.
Getting improved sound. The Echo Dots are also getting improved audio, and Echo Dots are also getting Euro Mesh Wi-Fi tech built in. That is super cool and interesting, but again,
would like to point out that Google already did that, but yes.
Yep. I mean, sure, that Google also did that, but it's nice to have the options for both platforms, because you're either if you're going for a smart home assistant, like you kind of have to stay within the ecosystem. To have
this
more
feature
Echo Dots out there.
Absolutely. Sorry.
Super cool.
I also want to point out that the Echo Studio costing just $200 is pretty impressive.
Good deal. That's a good deal. Like, that's also kind of why I ended up getting it. I think I also bought it on sale. So hold out for sales if you guys like any of this stuff. But the Echo Studio, as like a centerpiece speaker that you just want to throw music to, or a podcast or whatever, or just like talk to as an Alexa device, sounds incredible. And it's probably
don't say that word.
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay.
Other things. Amazon announced their first QLED Fire TV, which looks like, last year they announced the Fire TV Omni line. Now they're bumping up to QLED, which is the sort of, it's LCD tech with quantum dots, and something everybody's been doing for a while. It gives you better color, better accuracy in general. These look nice. Let me see here. $800 for a 65-inch, $1,100 for a 75-inch. Not bad, but when it comes to TV stuff, wait for sales if you're going to buy one of these, or buy like a known brand. Like, I would trust TCL more than any of these Amazon things. So just, be aware there. There is a new Fire TV Cube, which I wrote up, and it's another cube. It's a slightly rounder cube. That's kind of the big thing. It can talk to your cable box, so you can issue Alexa commands if you have one of those. There's an Alexa Voice Remote Pro, which doesn't come with the Fire TV Cube, by the way. I did get them to confirm that. So they announced a new remote. You have to buy it separately.
Jeez.
The remote's another $35, but it also has more buttons, shortcut buttons, and you can also tell Alexa to be like, "Hey, where's my remote?" And it'll start the remote will start, making noise in case you dropped it under the couch or something. I think that's pretty cool.
I think pause for a while there, but maybe we record a bit for this section of the podcast to warn people to mute their speakers if they're listening, because go ahead. Because we should do that. Anyway, go ahead.
It's fine. I mean, we're going to be talking about this thing for a while.
Right, exactly. So like heads up, we're going to say the word, and then, you might want to mute your speakers, that sort of thing. Just because I can imagine if I were not having headphones on, I would be running to mute my speaker right now. Go on, sorry.
There are also some new features for Alexa that are more into, I don't know, there's improved clothing search, a deeper
Oh yeah,
integration.
shopping and that sort of thing. I don't know. Of course, everything is for shopping. Everything's about commerce. Amazon just wants your money. Any way it can make Alexa, see, I said it. Any way it can make its assistant better at doing that, it will do.
It'll do. Alexa is growing. The Astro robot is getting some upgrades for home and business. It can keep an eye on your pets while you're at work, or basically act like a security sentry in your office. This thing was originally released for $1,500. It's on sale now for $1,000. So if you really want an 80s-esque robot crawling around your home, that's kind of a thing. I feel like this is something you would probably want at some point, Trillin.
It's cute as hell. So I saw like a different robot recently that was supposed to be for pets, I guess, where it would dispense treats and snacks. And at first I missed the memo that it was for pets, and I was like, oh my gosh, a robot that would follow me around, dispense treats? Yes, give me. I got so excited, and then it was like, no, it's for dogs and cats.
After the treats were in your mouth, you were like, oh wait, no.
I have not. No, I have yet to taste a dog treat. No,
we've all made that mistake.
We probably have. But no, I could see this. I personally want to have an Astro in my home. That is for sure. Other than bringing me treats and carrying things around for me, though, I don't really know what else I would do with it. Like, I don't need a security sentry.
Yeah, you don't need it. Maybe somebody with an office or with a home too. Like, I'm living in a house outside of Atlanta now.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, I have no idea what's going on in the basement. I don't have any idea what's going on the first floor if we're upstairs. And
I could just get the sentry, this Astro for my building, because my neighbors would appreciate it. We're always snooping on the front door.
That's what you do as neighbors. But also, again, I don't want Amazon to have this just like fully. What's Astro doing? What is Astro just sitting around the house doing?
Why is it blinking?
Yeah, why is it blinking? Why is it a 3D scan? Why is it scanning my entire home? Why is it looking through my pantry?
Why is it raiding my fridge? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. What does it know, and what is it saying to Amazon? And this is a company I can't trust. That's when we talk about a lot of these products. I can trust Amazon enough to be like, okay, I'll have an Echo speaker in my house because I do like voice commands for stuff, and a lot of that information not super big of a deal. Full like video ability to walk around my house wherever, especially after we've seen evidence of Amazon workers basically like saving Echo voice logs and could be using them badly. I don't trust this company. I feel like they have a lot of work to do to really get there. So anyway, Astro Robot, I'm not a huge fan, but who knows? I will probably end up having to test this at some point. So I guess we will see how it goes. There's some stuff with Blink. Blink is adding its first wired camera. Ring is getting radar detection on the Spotlight Pro. I do kind of like spotlights again for outside my house here. I set up Arlo cameras all around, so it catches things. It catches like there's a raccoon that loves to walk up in through my backyard and into my deck and like just starts poking around looking for food. And it's good to know for that. Luckily, we have a fenced-in yard, but if we didn't have a fenced-in yard, there are coyotes in this neighborhood. There are deer. There are people have seen mountain cats and a bear not too far away from here. So sometimes good to know what is happening around you. So, that could be good for the Ring Spotlight Pro. We talked about the Era Wi-Fi extenders. Echo Audio is getting redesigned. One other thing, Echo Auto, and one other thing that's kind of interesting is that they did announce a Power over Ethernet Eero device too, which is kind of cool. So if you have Ethernet run around your home or business, you just kind of plug that thing in. I don't know if you've ever seen a Power over Ethernet device, Sherlyn, but it is. I used to deal with it in IT, and it always feels like magic. It's just like, I just plug in Ethernet, and it turns on. That's all. There's no power to plug in.
The power draw
is
through the Ethernet cable. Gotcha.
It just feels like magic to me. They did announce like there's a whole bunch of other Eero devices for bigger homes, basically. So, if you have a big place, it's kind of cool. I feel like the big takeaway for me is that the Kindle Scribe is a really interesting device. Like that is my big takeaway from Amazon, and I hope to play with the one soon. Did anything leap out at you, Sherlyn?
I mean, I think what leapt out at me was that there was the big surprises were front loaded, and that you and I already talked about. The Kindle Scribe was very cool. I thought the Halo Rise was very interesting. Everything else seemed either incremental or like copying other people, but in a way that like, so here's my takeaway, right? Last year, or I think maybe 2 years ago, our takeaway from this event, the Amazon Annual Palooza, is that they just do everything other people have done and make it cheaper. But this year, and maybe even last year, but this year more than last, I feel like, you know, they're doing different things. Although I will keep reminding people that, you know, other people have already did it, right? Like the Kindle Scribe, they're taking over Remarkable. The Halo Rise, they're copying Google. The Astro robot maybe slightly, like, it's more unique. We haven't seen updates about the Osmo. We didn't see updates about the Echo Frames or the Echo Ring, you know, the finger ring, not the like the camera ring. So like finger ring.
Phrasing. Google also had an event, and I bet you can't phrase anything that they did badly.
I think I sure can.
Yeah, you probably can.
Knowing you, probably can.
What's up? Because this was an event that I was busy with a review thing, so I totally even missed it. What was happening here? What are the highlights to you?
Yeah, it was not fun, first of all, because Amazon's event barely wrapped up at 1 p.m. and Google's event started right on the dot at 1 p.m. So I just had to jump right over and start covering. This was Google's Search On event 2022, and it's really focused on Google's products like search, maps, news, things that like help people explore the world and absorb information, right? Because Google for the longest time, and still is, right, the way we make sense of the world, the way we find or learn things, which I hate to give them this much credit, but that's kind of what
they've done.
They've done, yeah. This is what we do now. It's a fact. So anything they announce at this event, you know, usually has a great impact on how we learn. And so there's a lot of like updates coming to search. Like we said, there's I think one thing that was very intriguing that they did was to make it easier to surface or find search results from forums like Reddit, for example.
Oh, good. So I don't have to go to Reddit.
Right. You don't actually have to go.
Like surface these things. Okay.
Exactly. So I find that like a very interesting update. And sort of related to that topic is that Google's also kind of going to change the way search results look. So with more of a focus on sources like short form video, think YouTube Shorts or like vertical video sources like TikTok. Yeah. I know we don't like it, but you have to think about the generation that's going TikTok first for learning things.
But they're probably not going to Google to find the stuff.
Right. So it's kind of weird. I like, who are you targeting with this? But I guess they're trying to help old people like me understand that there's a TikTok source for this. I don't know.
Sure.
But it's going to look different. And I mean, Google also wants to make it easier for you to search for things. So part of this update is when you are typing keywords into the search bar, it'll start, you know, surfacing up these little badges or bubbles with like suggested, you know, the autocomplete suggestion, but like more options than just a long list of autocomplete is like, oh, if you type in the word brownie, it might surface up blondie or something like, you know, like other related categories of things. So you could see that as, you know, coming out in the coming months as an update to search. What I thought jumped out at me though were some of the changes coming to maps. Let's start with neighborhood vibe
check. Okay.
I don't even know where to start with this. I think when I was fortunate enough to be briefed a little bit on this feature, and neighborhood vibe, basically when you're exploring a new place or any place, doesn't have to be new, I guess, on Google Maps, you'll start seeing these little like colorful zone type things, and then as you scroll, the photos and videos will pop up about that area to tell you what's popular there.
That's cool.
And it's based on Google's I guess posts that people contribute to Google Maps. So the more popular ones will surface. The data that Google has that tells them what places are more popular are also more likely to surface. And then there is some human moderation. So you're not going to be like, you know, if there's like a, I don't know, Dick Planet or something that like happens to be very popular because bots decided to like give it a lot of upvotes or something. I don't know. You know, there is some moderation going on so that you're not like bombarded by, you know, similar to Nextdoor kind of vibes. But I'm just like, look, I get that you kind of want to check out a neighborhood's vibe, I guess, before you go, but like how? First of all, nothing can replace the real thing, and Google's not trying to do that.
What do you mean the real thing?
By visiting a place and getting the real.
But it's more about
vibes.
preparing. You're driving around. You're in a new town.
Right.
Like, what is this corner of town like? What is there to see or do here? Like, that is useful. I use Google for a lot of that stuff now.
So this is something that like suits your like. This is something that you would find helpful. Okay, because I was struggling to see why. I was just like,
you're like, but I don't go anywhere.
No, I do, but I never really thought that I would need something. But that's I'll get to like where this feature makes a bit more sense in a little bit. But anyway, I'm glad you think it's. I'm just like, okay, well, what is the tenderloin going to look like? But anyway,
I mean, again, that is something where you're like, new person new to San Francisco has never been there before. Right. Be like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Never knew.
I don't know.
Can it replace the smells? But anyway, more features coming to Google Maps include updates to Immersive View and Live View. So Immersive View is this feature where like in the past it was kind of restricted to I think specific buildings or specific landmarks, where you get there and then like it'll show you sort of an ARE, VRE like a video of what that place looks like so you can explore. So Immersive View is going to expand to more landmarks. It's going to be covering 250 landmarks globally. The Live View feature also gets like a search function, so you can use Live View now, which is Live View is when you use the AR, your camera viewfinder, to see what's around you and get directions overlaid on the real world to tell you turn left here with a big arrow pointing in front of you, right? So now you can use that to search for things like nearby ATMs, restaurants, bathrooms, that sort of thing, and like see what's literally near you, which is cool. And then finally, this is what I'm most excited about. Google's making some updates to food searching.
Okay.
Hi, I hope you're hungry.
Hi. Yes.
This one was interesting. The company Google offered me an exclusive interview with their vice president and general manager of local.
Did Mr. Google be like, "Yo, Sherlyn, food? You want to talk about food?"
Yeah, they're like,
and you're like,
Ayo,
yeah.
Ayo, we hear you like food. This is Yul Kwon. If you find the name familiar. This person was a former Survivor champion.
Yes. What?
He won. Yeah, he won Survivor Cook Islands, which is that controversial season of when they separated everyone into tribes based on their race. Anyway, Yul Kwon is Asian. Yes. Cool. Anyway, he won that season. Represent. I was, surprised and that I got to talk to him, but I was very happy he won. Anyway, he's led he's done a lot of things in his life, right? He's been a small business owner. He's like owned a bunch of Red Mango franchise, like outlets in the California Bay Area. And now he works at Google. I know just a lot. Read my whole article for the full story, but basically Google is adding features to make it easier to find specifically the food you want. So for example, you look at like this not weird, but like foreign looking pastry that you don't know what it's called. You can use the AR, like the lens thing to identify the pastry, but you can also in the same thread or same search, find a place near you that sells that thing. So it'll both identify the, let's say soup dumplings, and then tell you, hey, Ding Tai Fung nearby has these crab meat dumplings. Even though I don't think the system is sophisticated enough to distinguish between crab meat and pork dumplings just yet, but okay.
This is all like stepping towards getting there, right? Like I could imagine maybe the Google Assistant could actually be a good assistant someday and be like, hey, I'm in this new neighborhood. I'm like, what's good for lunch? Dumplings? How's dumpling sounds good? Dumpling sounds good. Yeah. And maybe it could be something like that. Like, the whole thing is like we look at a lot of this stuff and we're like, who would use any of this? And it's just Google like laying the groundwork for basically, indexing the entire world and directing us, like making us want to go to Google as much as we go to, Google search to figure out things on the internet. I will tell you, Maps is still the thing I jump to when I go to a new place. If I'm looking for things nearby. If I'm looking for restaurant reviews, I hit both Maps and Yelp.
Okay.
And I do feel like Google is like trying to make us, stop going to other services to figure out any of this information. So
I know.
Okay.
I hit Maps more than I hit Yelp. I barely even hit Yelp anymore.
And a lot of other countries don't touch Yelp at all. So
Exactly.
yeah.
I will say, like, the company also added a new feature where you can filter by spice level for the food, which is like great for me because I'm a spicy girl. But another feature that's coming is they're updating their digital menus for restaurant listings. So they're going to use more of their like machine learning and AI to improve those. Yeah, because some of those digital menus are not good. Yeah, it's kind of a mess right now. So they're improving it, and then finally it's just. Sorry. I was like, wait, what is their last thing?
It's okay. I will point out one thing is I tend to use Google Maps. Once you have kids, you're like, all you're doing is searching for playgrounds and places, for places to bring your kids, basically. And Google Maps recommendations are great because sometimes there are little places that don't really pop up normally or don't show up on a large visible map. But I did find like a cute little park that's near a park we go to all the time that I had no idea about. It was 5 minutes away. It has a nice lake and a nice little playground. And I found that because of Google recommendations, and sometimes those things don't even pop up when you're doing a Google search because search doesn't always highlight every single thing. So, it's that little AI engine helped us find a new park that we'll go to quite a bit. So that sort of stuff, it can be useful.
Yeah, no. So related to that, the last thing they announced on the food front or the restaurant front is that the neighborhood vibe feature that I talked to y'all about is coming to these restaurant listings as well. So they want you to better understand like a restaurant's vibe. Is it good for a first date? Is it good for families? So when you go to a restaurant's listing now, Google is again doing some of that curation to surface some of the best pictures to show you what the atmosphere is like, and then also combine it with like some of the more popular reviews that highlight things about the atmosphere and the vibe.
Cool.
So
I want more outdoor photos. Like I kind of want to start going back to restaurants or at least bring my kids to them once in a while. And I still don't want to eat indoors. Like no matter like what our safety level is, until we're all vaccinated and levels are much, much lower, I will not feel safe eating indoors at all. So I need to know, like, do you have seating outside? Do you have seating in the back? Like, what is the situation here? Can I bring my family here safely? And that is like a really inconsistent thing on Google Maps. So I'm hoping like, they give us more. Like it would be basically the restaurant's responsibility to show us what's actually there.
It's a balance. Yeah. And we can talk more about this, but I had a really good conversation about like supporting local businesses and how Google can do that. But that's for another time, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, okay. Thank you for the Google update. Anything else you want to mention before we break?
No, I'm dead.
Okay.
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 So let me take a note. Segment end at 39, basically.
Okay, I'm going back upwards to look at things. Hello to Denny Leong, Rikudo Senin, Sir Holmes, DB, Dude Named Charlie, AXBX. I saw Jonathan Anderson said hi. Ali said these suggestions are just to make you buy more stuff. They're all basically ads. Yes, well, how else does the world function? Capitalism.
Sadly.
Capitalism.
I think more about like what is the value I get from these things Google extracts from us, and in general, like for maps and stuff, like it is, hey, there's a whole generation of kids out there who don't remember the world before GPS and before you could just like hit up Google Maps to like figure out where things were. If you are of the, MapQuest generation, the horror.
Print out MapQuest, keep it in your car.
Yeah, I will happily give up a little bit of data to have like, just let me know where I'm going. Give me good GPS and give me good information about where I'm going. To know if a store is closed before I actually get there, to give me hours or something. Like it's always a give and take, but I do think Google in general has been giving us more useful stuff than like maybe a company like Amazon.
I know. Speaking of Amazon, when we were having our Amazon discussion, D3 Plus said excited if the price doesn't exceed $150. I think this was talking about the Kindle Scribe. Unfortunately, it's $340.
Yep.
And then DB said it comes with a Bezos pen. Yeah. Pen missing a couple like letters after that. D-Man is here. Hello. Also hello to Charlie, who said the Samsung Galaxy S7 FE tablet isn't bad at recognizing handwriting. I will say Samsung's handwriting recognition is actually quite impressive at the moment.
Even for cursive?
I mean, I don't do like
Yeah.
wild cursive anymore. I do
Yeah.
some light cursive, and it's pretty good. But it's
I
also
wish I could print faster. Like I can't.
I know I can't.
At that
either.
point, I'm just I can tap out something so quickly on my phone.
The-
Versus,
yeah, part of the problem is that I write shorthand, right? Like
yep,
some of us
exactly.
learn shorthand just to be
Yep.
faster. So I SMH because like the next generation is not going to know what shorthand is.
They'll figure out their own shorthand though.
They have their own. But we like the shorthand that has been taught and passed down like generations is not going to exist.
That's the sort of thing librarians will know, just like classicists. They know ancient Greek.
But anyway, good point, Charlie. And then there's Amar Kalburgi says that you will never let these dedicated sleep tracking devices in your room, and you just don't trust Amazon and
Yeah.
other big tech companies. That's fair.
That's fair.
I just
Totally
don't
fair.
know that for me, it's less like I don't know that my sleep data is that precious. I'm not doing. I know y'all are doing wild things in your sleep, but I'm not, so I'm good.
There are certainly other things like people who are like, what if you're having nightly activities in your bedroom? What is this thing looking at?
Nightly activities.
Nightly activities.
Turn it off.
Board games?
Turn it off. I don't know. I don't know. I do want to point out, I'm not discounting Apple Maps, Sir Holmes in the chat. Although when Apple Maps first came out, remember this is a relatively new product compared to Google Maps and a lot of other services, especially compared. Like what was the one Nokia really liked? Map companies have been around forever. Apple Maps is relatively new. When Apple Maps, within the first couple of years, when I would do things like, hey, where are dumplings in New York? It sent me to frickin' China. That was how smart Apple Maps was.
Exactly.
Back in the day. So,
Exactly.
I'm sure it's better now.
I've had to be using Apple Maps recently because I made the iPhone. I haven't installed Google Maps. Imagine that. But like every day, I regret that decision a little bit more because Apple Maps is better now, sure. But I think I've reached a point where I don't really trust it. The interface is also like it takes some adjusting because every time I'm like looking up directions, I'm trying to walk. Every time it'll give me the driving directions. I'm like, I don't. Stop! Stop it.
Just stop. Maps are a very particular thing because you don't want to get lost. Some people are anxious drivers. I'm very careful, and I can get anxious while I'm driving. I don't want to have to deal with like, oh, I sent you to an abandoned warehouse, and now I have a car full of kids. I need to figure out like where this restaurant is or something. That has happened to me with Apple Maps.
That's awful.
To Apple's credit, I think the visuals of the maps
they're
look
cute.
better. Like they're cute. They look nice. The driving view is much cleaner and nicer than Apple's driving view because
Then Google?
than Google's. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They could just do a lot. So yeah.
Did you
it's a
see
shame.
that MJ Graphics Creations said try using paper maps?
Yep.
We were just
driving
talking
through
about
Baltimore.
I used to use paper.
Jesus.
Like my first time having a car was like around college time. And I was like 2005-ish. So GPS
the
devices
big
were
ass,
out.
unfoldy, big ones. Yep.
I didn't use GPS then because they were expensive and
Yep.
I just couldn't afford it in my car, and it was before smartphones. So hey, we use paper maps. I remember that world.
Yep.
There's
No, I
certainly
want-
a lot of things.
Quick
Yeah,
shout
they're
out to
better.
anyone that's in Singapore or Singaporean. We instead of doing that, I used to just be like, oh, PIEKJBK, like just name all the expressways. We call them expressways. The like for you guys probably the 139 to the Interstate 10 or whatever. Like you guys remember those things, right? Like we used to chant these things as directions. So
I mean, yeah, we had to remember so much more, and now our devices just handle all that for us. Anyway, we have limited time.
Yeah.
I think we got to move.
Yeah.
We got to be out here by noon, folks. So
Yeah.
bear with
Oh
us.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Let's
Let
get
us
to it
go.
then.
Thank you for the questions, and maybe
We'll
we'll
come
have
back to
time for
them.
some at
Yeah.
the end. We'll see. Let's move on. Okay, we've got some reviews to talk about. Sherlyn, you have both you've reviewed the Apple Watch Ultra, which I know we were really looking forward to, and you reviewed the Fitbit Sense 2. I don't even remember this happening.
I know. Well, so the Apple Watch Ultra review, I'm still writing, but our review
Okay.
video is up, and our review video really focuses on, and it zeroes in on the hiking experience.
Speaking of Survivor, we just like dumped you in the middle of a forest, right? Like that was the
You,
plan. Yeah.
So I don't know that was the plan necessarily, but I tried to stay as like outside of the planning process as I could, so that when I got there, I was truly disoriented. Brian beat me up and threw me in the middle of the woods and just left me there to die. No, Brian figured out what trail we were taking and all of that fun stuff, and I just went along for the fun of it, and it was awesome. Now that I've spent a little bit more time with the watch, not just hiking, because you know what, when I was hiking with Brian, I was in an extremely good mood. I was like, this is great. So everything I think I thought about the watch there was also through rose tinted glasses of, I'm going hiking.
How long of a hike was this? Were you just like 15 minutes in being like, I'm exercising?
No. First of all, come on, you know me better than that.
I know, you're actually exercising now.
Yeah. So the hike that Brian had picked, the trail, was supposed to be like a 2.5 mile, maybe 3 mile hike. But because we kept getting detoured and turned around. He's
bringing camera gear too. He's carrying camera gear.
Yeah, he's carrying camera gear. Yeah. I was holding just a GoPro, which is nothing. Anyway, we kept getting turned around. So we ended up making, it was being more like 5 miles long. We took about 2 hours all in because we were stopping to take videos. We were playing hide and seek.
Okay.
We were there is a blooper video that I wanted to show people.
Corporate sanctioned hide and seek.
Corporate sanction, because there is a feature on the Apple Watch Ultra called the siren. It's not called the siren. It is a siren, right? Like it uses the I believe the 2 onboard speakers to play very loud distress signals just in case you're lost or you're immobile and
or you find a bear and you have to play loud noises to scare a bear away.
Interesting. So, I didn't know that you do that with bears. So thankfully the only bear I ran into was Brian. But he's not a bear. But I hid behind a tree and had him try to find me based on the sound the watch was playing, and he managed to find me. Granted, I didn't hide very well.
Yeah,
but
you should have been like, you're gonna go a mile ahead, and he has to find where you are in the forest, and that's what the test.
That's pretty much what we did. He walked away from me, and then I went to hide. And then he came and found me. He did find me. So if you watch the video, you'll see that's what we did. But the part that got left out of the video is because I was holding the GoPro while he held the main camera. I was holding it as I went to hide, and then there's one part of this clip that didn't make it into the final video where I I thought I found a good hiding spot. I squat and I look, I'm like, oh God, I'm right in front of him. I somehow ended up hiding right in front of him. So I had to run away with the GoPro in my hand. You were that kid
that kept failing at hide and seek.
I was. I
can imagine this right now. Did Brian bring his dog, or were you guys just hanging out?
No, it was just us. Brian did not bring Zen. Zen is the dog star of Engadget. Dog star of Engadget. But so during that hiking, we did test a lot of the features that were compass based, like wayfinder, creating waypoints, backtrack.
You said you were getting lost. I thought the watch was supposed to help you from getting lost on trails.
Well, it's not, because you don't. It's not like you're loading a trail onto the watch and it's showing you where to go, right? It's more like this is a leash, almost like a safety leash, a safety net, where if you,
it's laying breadcrumbs for where you're walking.
Exactly. It's Hansel and Gretel. It's digital breadcrumbs. That is also if I turned it on. So I did turn it on, and it did take me through, afterwards when we were done with the hike, it sort of guided me back in the same direction we came. So that feature works. It's just kind of not meant to, I don't know, I envision where if you get lost in the woods and you have been laying the breadcrumbs, but you want to go back to a specific spot on your trail and not go back your entire trail, right? Imagine you had been meandering, taking multiple turns left and right. You don't want to go through that entire path again just to get back to a spot where was probably
but you can lay waypoints on the trail, right?
So exactly.
Then
so that's
like,
the feature. Exactly. That's the feature instead. So we set a waypoint to the parking lot as well as a creek, and we used the parking lot waypoint at the end to navigate back, which was, to be fair, only 450 feet away.
Okay.
We could hear cars zooming by at that point. It's like, all right, I should follow the sound. But the watch did a good job at that. But throughout the process, though, battery drain became kind of an issue where I think it was just tapping the GPS so much that it was like, oh crap, I started the day at 91% when Brian picked me up in the car. By the end of our trail and by the end of our shoot, actually, it was at 50 something percent,
really?
Which is very different from my experience with the Watch Ultra in daily use. In daily use, it will easily get me to 3 days on one charge, which is wild because it's tracking several workouts a day. I am at a point where now I work out morning and afternoon. It's pretty problematic.
You're wild.
But
is this the cellular watch, or is this
no? It's not cellular. So it's a regular GPS Watch Ultra, and I mean,
wait, I thought all the Watch Ultras had cellular.
I'm sorry, I didn't set up the
You didn't set it
cellular.
up. Okay.
So it's not like constantly getting data off of here, but it is connected to my phone. It's doing the regular Apple Watch thing.
Were there places where you had no internet and it was still like doing stuff?
What do you mean no internet?
If you had no cellular, you know, when you go on hikes, sometimes you have no connection.
We didn't lose
at
any
all.
signal. Yeah,
Really?
we never did. We were pretty safe. But that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would have been a nice way to test out some of the features. But the emergency SOS features aren't available until November.
Aw.
But the point I was trying to make
Yeah.
is that some of my exercises include outdoor walks as well, and the GPS also comes in on that. Like my outdoor walks are only like at most 1 to 2 miles, right? So they're not like anything that I want to be very cautious about my pace on. But if you're a long distance runner, there's also like the dual frequency GPS now that's supposed to be a bit more accurate, especially in places with a lot of buildings like Manhattan, for example. And I've read some of the other reviews that are out there where, you know, people tested it for other specific uses like running in a city, and it seems to do very well. So I hesitate to call this the watch that everyone should get. I think that there's a lot of like people for whom
at that price?
Yeah, exactly. $800. I also, first of all, oh my gosh, anyone that follows me on Twitter will know how pissed off I am at the Apple Watch Ultra.
Okay.
2 things. One, F me with a rock, because holy crap, I don't want to wear this to bed to test the sleep tracking, because it is big. Like, it's a 49 millimeter case. It's titanium, so it's like fairly
huge.
light.
It's huge.
But it's huge. The strap that I wore for the first few days was the Ocean Band. That was the one with the tubular geometry, where like basically it's a bunch of little straws glued together, whatever.
It doesn't look comfortable.
It's not super comfortable. That one's more bulky. Still not as crap as the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, to be clear, because it at least like wraps around your wrist nicely. But I then switched out to the Alpine Loop, which is the slightly thinner one, and it's more like a fabric based. That's way more comfortable. In fact, I've been wearing it with the Fitbit Sense 2 that I also have. It's like they feel about equally comfortable. Still, this thing is not something I want to wear to bed, but I will because I have to test it. Anyway, the thing that truly upset me about the Apple Watch Ultra, and I promise we will move on after this, is, okay, so the whole design of the case is for outdoor and rugged use. And so, okay, part of this case is like, oh yeah, extend it to protect the screen so you don't have the rounded corners of the screen. Sure. They've also like added a bumper to the right edge where to protect the
I hit my watch on things all the time. So that is a great idea.
It's good for you. They've also made the grooves on the digital crown are a lot coarser. The crown itself is 30% bigger.
Groovier crown.
Groovy kind of crown. And then the dock button on the right is a little like bigger and is raised up higher from, you know, previous Apple Watches. And then there's the action button on the left, which you can customize to do anything. Lord almighty, the number of times I have accidentally pushed into any of these things. Look, I used a very thick pair of gloves, like work gloves, to test these out, and they work so well when you're wearing gloves. But when you're not, and you're just like in real life wearing this thing, the placement of the action button is so that like anytime I need to push the digital crown to go back a page or go back to the home page, for example, I use my thumb on the other side to kind of like brace it a little bit, but I keep accidentally bracing it on the action button. And so depending on what you've set the action button to do, which you can customize, you either, like for me, I've been creating waypoints throughout my hike just the whole time, just like, oh, no, drop it, oops, by accident, right? And then after the video was shot, I had set it to like set a hiking workout. And I share my Apple Fitness Plus. I share my Apple Fitness Plus stuff with Chris Velasco, former friend of Engadget. Former friend of Engadget. So like in the middle of the day, I'm like just randomly starting hikes by accident. So he like keeps getting notifications that I'm going on hikes. I'm just like, no, I'm not. Chill. And these are like 0 minute, 2 calorie hikes, because I'm like, crap. I had to cancel them. And then also, this is the one that pisses me off the most. It's because the bumper and the buttons that it houses, like the crown and the action button, are so raised. They are so easy to depress that when I do my workouts now, my regular HIIT workouts, I keep pausing the exercise by accident. So I'll be like halfway through my 45-minute workout, look at my watch, and it goes 9 minutes, pause. Do you know how infuriating that is?
A workout's only useful if you have the data from it.
Exactly. If I can brag about it.
Yeah. If you,
I was
if
so
you could be
mad.
on the leaderboard with your friends.
Oh,
and
I
show
am
off
on
how much
the.
better you're
I
doing,
am.
Yeah.
Well, so far I am placed second in my entire class of like I don't know how many people, but I am second in the challenge. I'm second place.
That's good.
Tracking to stay in second place. So,
But Apple, other than these annoyances, you do seem to like the Apple Watch Ultra.
yes,
from what I can
unfortunately,
Yeah.
apart from which, to be clear, this is quite a big problem, but it is also solvable if I just turn the watch into my like on the other side of my wrist, and then I stop pressing all these buttons by accident. Accidental button trigger is a problem, but everything else, this is basically it's a full-featured Apple Watch. You've got the basic Apple Watch experience, plus all these extra things like the compass, like the wayfinder, the night vision screen, the emergency SOS if you need it. There's the long battery life. The battery life is incredible. I mean, again, when I'm not taking it out on a hike and using the GPS all the time,
It's good.
yeah, it lasts me 3 days easy. Like I said, I think 60 hours is almost like an on the nose sort of estimate because it's 48 and change. So
How bright does the screen feel? Because I do see
yeah.
this thing can hit 2,000 nits, which is eye-searing. A little watch like that, does it?
I
Does it
see
make a
you
difference?
haven't watched our video because
Yeah, I have not.
no, there is a there.
Why
we
would
got-
I watch our videos? Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
How dare you? No, we got to a creek and we were like under direct sunlight and we were looking at the screen. It's very very readable. Part of it is yes, the 2,000 nit brightness screen, but another part of it is Apple has been so consistent throughout the UI to use black background and
Yep.
big lettering, bright letters. It's just designed for visibility, so it's easy to see even in direct sunlight. The brightness doesn't really hurt. I haven't really had my retinas seared off in the theater or in my bed.
I feel like this could be the proliferation of smartwatches has really made a cinema going very annoying because
Yeah.
people aren't nice about that. So a lot of them aren't smart enough to like dim at when you're in a dark room, or people aren't taking them off. So yeah, that's just
Yeah, so I want to quickly shout out that I'm also testing the Fitbit Sense 2 at the same time, and now I'm like, I see why everything on Fitbit OS, like why I hated it before. I don't want to talk too soon because I think I
Okay.
still need to do some troubleshooting with Fitbit to figure out why some of these annoyances are happening. But the Fitbit Sense 2 is the next generation of the company's like higher end smartwatch. It does everything. It's got a skin temperature sensor. It's got like ECG blood ox, all of that stuff. And it looks nice. They've redesigned the entire case and everything. The
it's a
problem
really
is
nice design. Yeah.
it is. The problem is everyone I've told about the Fitbit Sense 2 that's slightly aware of tech, they're like, why is Fitbit still making a watch when the Pixel Watch is around the corner?
Yes.
Everyone is
Good
asking me that.
question.
And I'm like, that is a very good question.
Pixel Watch
And-
may not be exercise oriented too, so
Well, they're supposed to do stuff like the Apple Watch does, so like some exercise features, right? There
Right.
will be a Fitbit app on the Pixel Watch, and the design is still different. But when I'm confronted with a question, and through like my experience with the Fitbit Watch so far, there's just some stuff on it that's so dumb. That's like, why is your UI like this? Why are the features like this?
you mean Google is bad with consumer products?
This is not Google.
Yeah.
This is Fitbit still. It's like Fitbit by Google, but I feel
Fitbit
like
by
this.
Google, but yeah.
I feel like we're at the tail end of Fitbit doing its own smartwatches. I feel like this product
Yeah.
might have been in the works since before the merger, so maybe that's why it still exists. But I mean,
Are people more excited for the Pixel Watch? Because I feel like Google is a brand where I'm like, I'm not going to trust your first gen product. I've been through this before. with
right.
Google. Yeah.
What do you mean more? More than who? More than what product?
More than Fitbit.
Yeah,
Like,
I think.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if there's a more or less. I don't know that people who like Fitbit are also fans of Google. You know what I mean? Like I don't know that there's a comparison to be made there, but I struggle with a Fitbit smartwatch that isn't a Google smartwatch because the OS is kind of limited. It's not all the
This
way
is an
thought
Android.
through.
This is like the Fitbit thing, right? So
Exactly. And so I have specifics on why, but I can't remember offhand right now. I say it's like, just stay tuned for my more detailed impressions. Like the review embargo lifted this week. I just haven't had time
Okay.
to give y'all a full review.
This is one of those things too, where it's like, where the Pixel Watch is coming, why did Fitbit release this at all? I feel like somebody could have been like, guys, you're just wasting time here. You're kind of wasting efforts unless it's like just for the Fitbit fans for that built-in market, I guess. That seems like a
guess.
bad reason to do this. Anyway,
Yeah.
we have one quick question from the chat. I think you had mentioned this, but did you try putting on gloves to try the button and crown?
Yep,
And
I
work good?
absolutely did. Yes,
Okay.
exactly, and it's in the video, so check it out.
out
Please
the
watch the
video,
video
folks.
and tell us
Watch
if you
the
like this
video.
style.
Give it
It's
a
a very
thumbs
different
up.
style.
Yeah, please. I do like more experiential videos because a lot of our videos we also do off of scripts and things like that. And
Yes,
I feel like being out.
this
in the
was
wild,
unscripted.
Unscripted. Sherlyn, oh no.
I know.
Yeah, that seems like a red flag.
It was well, no. Look. We didn't get the first wave of Apple Watch
Yes.
Ultra review units. Everyone else that was like you that had their videos go up
Yeah.
already. So we were like, okay, how can we be a little bit different? And so the answer is unleash an unscripted share into the woods.
Unleash.
Unleash
Without
me.
the dog, unfortunately.
Unleash me, and that's how we get
Yeah,
a different
yeah.
video. But y'all watch it and let me know what you
Check
think.
it out, and we'll keep an eye out for the the written review
Exactly,
soon.
print.
I mean, this thing, it looks so cool, but I'm also like, I think I will be fine with the series. What are we at now? 8?
Yeah.
Which has like the crash sensing and a lot of
Exactly.
other things. So
It has everything.
you know, I wish the Apple Watch Ultra was like more practical, but it's
You know,
just so pretty. That's the
What's
other thing.
funny is that I think I'm still gonna keep wearing this as opposed to the Series 8
It
after.
looks cool.
Yeah,
It just
because
looks
it's
cool.
eye catching. Because
Damn it.
everyone will keep asking me, "Is that that one?" They won't know the name, but is that? It's like a conversation
We
starter.
absolutely made fun of desk jockeys who would be getting the Apple Watch Ultra, you know, and
Yeah.
I feel like within a year I will be in danger of becoming one of those. But maybe it'll make me be like, I spent $800 on a watch. I should go outside and be
Yeah.
in nature,
Yes.
in my suburbs.
It's a very aspirational
I'll
device.
set a waypoint on the way to Starbucks so I don't get lost.
To find the
Really.
bathroom again. Here was a
We're gonna
bathroom
find the
that I
bathroom.
liked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean bathroom number 1. Clean bathroom number 2.
Another review I just want to quickly mention. I reviewed the Sonos Sub Mini, something I think we have been waiting for a very long time. This is a $429 subwoofer that pairs wirelessly with Sonos's wired speakers, and that's important. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But check out my review and a review video we did all around my home. Unfortunately, we couldn't get audio from this thing because like capturing subwoofer sound on a
Yeah.
camera is hard. Like,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
unfortunate. But I put this thing with the Sonos Arc, which is their big boy soundbar. I put it with the Beam in my bedroom, and like it is really nice and really powerful for this price and for something this size. It is not for everybody. It's not for everybody, but I feel like for people with Sonos gear in an apartment, especially,
Yeah.
where you may want a little occasional low end and you don't want to buy Sonos's freaking ridiculous $749 big
Yeah.
sub. The big sub has always been wild to me. I had one for a while, and you know, it was too much. It was too much for an apartment. It was too
Yeah.
expensive. I couldn't
Yeah.
recommend it to people. This one just makes a lot more sense. Check out my review. I really dig this thing,
you wanna-
especially
you
if you have
wanna-
a Beam.
You want to send it to me? I don't have a Beam.
You have a Beam.
I guess, yeah. I'm
I'm
interested
not
in
gonna
getting.
send it to you. No, thank you. But
okay.
also, you're in an apartment now too, right? So
I
it's
am
like,
in a bigger apartment now, so
maybe,
I'm like, I want
maybe try and
low-end-
see how much your neighbors can take when it comes to noise before you get a subwoofer.
Ah, interesting.
Because
okay.
subwoofer, if you're in an apartment and you have neighbors around you, above you, below you, they're
Yeah.
gonna feel the subwoofer. So that is a thing that I was always careful about, even when I was in Brooklyn and had
Yeah.
like a whole home theater set up. So you know,
Okay.
yeah, we'll be careful about it.
I've
but
already
let's
asked
talk
my
more.
neighbors, yeah, but we'll talk, yeah.
Let's talk more. And that's it for reviews. Let me say that. That's it for the Sonos Sub Mini, but be sure to check out my review and check out the video. Let me know what you think of it.
Good. Let's go to
Yep.
other news.
Moving on to some other news.
There's
there was
other
a
news?
there's other news in addition to this stuff.
Yeah,
and we're
look
going
at
to move
that.
quickly here because
Yes.
we have a little bit of a limited time today. But Intel has had they had a big tech event this week where they showed off a slidable PC with Samsung, which I feel like, Sherlyn, we have seen prototypes of tech like this being demoed before. So
Yeah.
basically, imagine a normal, screen, a normal 13-inch screen, and you just pull it like Stretch Armstrong, and it turns into a 17-inch display, and kind of cool.
It's
That's
the
basically
company
it.
that has done this before is TCL, by the way.
Uh-huh,
TCL made a
yes.
slidable phone. So this is a bigger version of it.
It's cool. And the demo we see shows like somebody pulling the screen and it just like seamlessly extends and the image just keeps going. It is a cool idea. we'll probably see a whole bunch of this stuff. And if this tech could ever be practical enough to be like, okay, you could put it in a 15-inch laptop, maybe if it could be in something like, you know, an XPS 15, and then when you sit down at a table, you just like yank the screen and like, or you pull it forward, and it makes the screen bigger. That could be interesting. I feel
it's
the mechanics
Black Mirror
behind
territory.
This.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just fascinating. The big thing from Intel, by the way, is the 13th gen CPUs.
Yes.
Which this is going to be a very busy month because I'm going to be getting these into test soon. And this, the 13900K, which is the new top of the line one, has 24 cores. It reaches up to 5.8 gigahertz. We're still not regularly getting, we're not at 6 gigahertz as a standard yet. But the 24 cores, 24 cores, 8 performance cores, 16 efficiency cores, which is the hybrid design they started doing last year. Last year's 12th gen chips were surprisingly like powerful. Like they benchmarked higher than AMD. Intel just took a big leap forward, even though power efficiency and things like that were like, they had to generate more power. They're still using a bigger process than AMD is, but Intel is definitely cramming a lot of like use out of this thing. Let me see here. The 13900K, Intel says it is 15% faster than the 12900K from last year. Single thread cast, 41% faster for multi-threaded work like video encoding and rendering. So a big leap. If you have a 12th gen chip, you probably don't need to upgrade. But I do think for people with like a 10th gen or 11th even, or anything older, this is probably a good time to go Intel. You'll need a new motherboard for this and AMD's new chips. But man, it sounds exciting. And also like even the Core i5s and the i7s are getting like bumped up quite a bit. You know, let me see here. The Core i5 13600K adds 4 more cores and 200 more megahertz of speed. The i7 13700K now offers up to 16 cores, which these numbers sound big, but again, it's a balance of performance and efficiency cores. So not like full speed like AMD. Like all of AMD's cores are full speed cores.
Right.
So interesting though. Like from the benchmarks we've seen and from the work we've tested with these things, the 12th gen chips were great. Looking forward to seeing like what happens here. Intel also announced something called Unison, which, by the way, okay. Aside, Ben, we have some recording on this, so maybe we could plug this to the end of the episode. Let me see. I will just do a shout out here. Intel also announced a Unison app. Unison. This is they bought a company called Screenovate last year, and I've talked about this earlier around CES. This is an app that will let you text from your iPhone or Android on a PC. Text, transfer files, make calls. This is something we've had. You know, Windows has had the My Phone or Your Phone app, but it only works with Android, because only Android lets you get into this stuff. The thing about Screenovate is that they had figured out how to do a lot of this through iOS back in the day, and Intel's just kind of like jumping off of that. I did confirm that unfortunately you will be a green bubble if you're texting through Unison, so that's a shame. It's not using iMessage, it's using the standard SMS platform, but it's interesting. Like it could be a good way to text from your phone. But I also feel like a lot of people will just want to preserve their iMessages. So I don't know.
It turns out Dell already used a version of this, right? In their Dell Mobile Connect.
Dell used a version of it to, I forget if like Dell's actually worked with iPhones. We never actually got to test it.
Yeah, we don't know if it actually worked with iPhone, but we did do a video back in, I think, 2016 about the Dell Mobile
was using
Connect.
Screenovate,
Yeah, so make sure to look that video up because it has some explanation. I didn't even remember that I covered it until Daniel Rubino from, I think, Windows something, Windows Authority, anyway, tagged me in a tweet saying like, hey, this video from Sherlyn explains this thing. I was like, cool. So apparently we already saw this. It's just better implemented. That's very cool. I'd love to be able to use my phone for my PC soon.
I would, but I do feel like, so the thing that's really nice about Mac OS and iOS integration is that you're still in iMessage, right? You can still do all the iMessage features. You're not losing your bubbles. I do know iPhones get weird when you start like texting separately while you're trying to do an iMessage chat, and like it kind of breaks chats in your actual like message history. So I I feel like that could be really annoying for a lot of people. But
okay. So you would lose the history or something.
I don't think you lose the history, but it becomes messy if you're like green texting in especially if it's like a group chat or something. I don't know. We'll have to test it and see how it does. But hey, 13th gen chips, Intel Unison. Unison is also weird because it's only coming to some 12th gen systems later this year. It's going to come to 13th gen systems next year. Intel, their head of mobile, Josh Newman, said that it could come to older chips eventually. They're just kind of testing it. And I did press him. I was like, there's no reason this wouldn't work on AMD chips. Like, would you guys partner with AMD to just like let this work so Windows users can, be thrown a bone here? Yeah, that's pretty much it. New stuff from Intel. Keep an eye out for us. We have a lot of hardware coming in too. I will be getting their new GPUs to chat about in a bit, to review. We have so much hardware. Like, I'll have chips from Intel and AMD. We have GPUs coming from other companies, and it's going to be a busy time. I have to rebuild my PC, folks. So it's that time of the year, or every couple of years. It's exciting, but boy, is it going to take a long time. Hopefully by next week, I will have fully rebuilt and everything will be working. We shall see.
Yeah.
In other news, a couple other little bits. NASA successfully smacked its DART spacecraft into an asteroid. This was a test. I remember reading about this too, and you can read our story. But basically, a small vehicle, they just struck into an asteroid to see if like we could use this technique, potentially use this technique to stop an asteroid that was actually headed for Earth. They did it. Thanks to the power of math. This thing was only about the size of a vending machine, so that's cool.
We can destroy small asteroids now in case of threatening life.
Threatening life. I don't know.
Planet threatening stuff. Yeah.
We can't do. What was the comet? The comet was from the Netflix movie that was kind of right?
Moon.
No, the one with the DiCaprio.
Yeah. Oh, don't look up. Don't look up. Don't look up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do this down the line. Maybe it's more feasible than sending a bunch of miners up there to slowly chip a asteroid into small pieces. I feel like that technique would take a little more work.
Yeah.
But it's very cool to see this happen. We also see all the news about Ura's third generation smart ring. Do you like this thing at all, Sherlyn? Like, I know people like it.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are very into this. I haven't tested one myself yet, but I'm probably going to call one in soon. This is for me, the draw is that it's a small wearable. And I still do want to track my sleep. I just don't want to wear a watch. So a ring could be something that I wear to sleep instead of, I guess, bedside tracker or a watch. So
and this one is finally getting smooth edges, which is nice because I'm not going to wear a ring with sharp edges. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Wow, it took them 3 generations to do this.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm just excited because I think that there's a lot of interest in a product like this, and I thought people should know we have a third generation version coming out. Yeah,
it's very cool. That's pretty much it. Let's move on to what we're working on. Honestly, I mentioned what I'm working like, but I'm juggling a bunch of stuff. There's too much. Sherlyn, are you shouting anything out, or are you just
the Fitbit review is on its way. We've got a lot of other reviews in the works because people can't stop trying to kill us. And then we have the Pixel event next week. We will be live blogging, I believe, from the event. Okay. So make sure to stay tuned to Engadget.com for the details and for the live blog. Come check me. Be sassy.
There's also a Microsoft event in a couple weeks, so it's a busy time. And actually, I got to make plans for that too. So we shall see.
I want to. I like have my invite and I want to go with you all, but I think they're trying to keep me from killing myself. So
I think the whole point is to avoid that. But I'm looking forward to maybe going to New York and actually doing this in person. So we shall see. Let's move on to pop culture picks. Sherlyn, Shirley, again, every week I can look forward to some nice intellectual discourse from your pop culture.
Hey, actually, there is intellectual discourse this time. So this time I couldn't think of what I've been watching except for a trashy show called The Bachelorette. Now, to be clear, I do not want to recommend that you watch The Bachelorette because partly because the Bachelor franchise is very problematic. We've just been talking about it for years and seasons and seasons now.
Bachelor in Paradise is
part of the
Bachelorette.
Exactly.
Is it a spin-off? What's going on here?
So Bachelor in Paradise is part of the franchise, but it is a different formula. So Bachelor in Paradise just kicked off on Tuesday this week. And it basically draws from all of the failed / non-successful love finders. Is that what we'll call them? Single people from previous franchises, and they put them all on an island, and they're like, get drunk and hook up, and then try to leave here as a couple. Because if you don't, then boo, sucks to be you. The show is very heteronormative. The show's used to be very, very one-tone, white, mostly white candidates and stuff like that. But they're trying to be a bit more diverse, but they're still having a lot of problems with that. I want to shout out that there was a lot of public discourse, at least in Bachelor Nation, which is what Bachelor watchers call themselves, that the current winner of the Bachelorette, and by winner they mean the person that she picked to get married to, right? The current winner has a history of some drama, and of the two controversies that were kind of in the conversation during the finale season, one of them was some of his texts to an ex-girlfriend, and another was a photo of him wearing blackface that surfaced, right? Right, but instead of focusing the finale and giving some time to talking about that, the producers were like, "No, we're going to talk about your texts." Because I guess it's more relevant to the discourse. I don't know, but it's something that the producers of The Bachelor have kind of sidestepped for a very long time. They did their one episode where they're like the first Black Bachelor, and then that season was nuts, and they've never really done better since. They've not made a consistent effort. They changed their hosts because of their some of the criticism they've received about being a little too archaic or whatever. So anyway, I want to just say that I think the Bachelor franchise should have talked about the blackface controversy. I think they should do better. And maybe if more people were aware of this controversy, there would be more pressure. But I think there is a huge audience already, so I'm not adding too much to this. However, Bachelor in Paradise is a little bit more fun. You see a lot more natural, organic relationships form, but you still see a lot of people being idiots. And for that reason alone is why I watch this show, is because I just feel better about myself watching people being idiots. And if you want to,
sure,
you can.
Sure. There you go.
There you go.
As for me, I just want to quickly shout out the Avatar re-release in theaters. Did you ever see Avatar, Shalane?
Yes, several times.
Several times. Okay, so you're one of those folks that saw it multiple times. I enjoyed going back to the theater to see this. It was in better 3D than I think I originally saw it in. The remaster also does some interesting stuff. There are high frame rate scenes for some of the action scenes, so it actually makes things look a little smoother. It was a good experience, and I have not watched this movie since it first hit theaters because I just have no desire to watch it at home. And there is a big conversation going on about the cultural relevancy of this movie. You can check out my podcast, The Filmcast, about that, because I basically did a whole data dump about why this is happening and just why it's weird. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but it is weird that the highest grossing movie of all time has kind of left very little impact on our pop culture. If you want to hear the data, I bring up numbers from fanfiction.net, Google Trends. There's all sorts of stuff.
Fanfiction.net.
Which genuinely shows that nobody is engaging with Avatar as a franchise or as as a subject. It is just weird. It's just weird. But I did enjoy seeing the re-release. I think watching it again, the movie doesn't hold up as much for me. A lot of the things, the white savior narrative, the fact that they're essentially just alien Native Americans or alien natives and tribal cultures. It's just a remix of so many things on Earth. That part of it just didn't really sit right with me. Also, Sam Worthington, it's not great. Just kind of sucks. Not great. But I did like the visuals. I did like going to the journey to see Pandora again. So if you liked Avatar, if you've never seen it before, there are kids. There are kids who are 10 years old now who have never had the opportunity to see this movie in theaters. So It is worth it, and there's a short clip of the next movie at the end, and that was beautiful. I do think like clearly they've made some huge leaps in CG quality, especially water. Like the water stuff. The next movie is called The Way of Water. Looks incredible. So I'm not excited for it as a narrative, but certainly as an experience, as a theatrical experience, it's going to be very intriguing. So check out Avatar if you can. Check out my full thoughts at the Filmcast at thefilmcast.com. And I think you can wrap, Sherlyn.
Yep. Well, that's it for the episode this week, everyone. Thank you as always for listening. Our theme music is by game composer Dale North. Our outro music is by our very own Terrence O'Brien. The podcast is produced by Ben Elman. You can find Devindra online at
Devindra on Twitter and at the Filmcast at thefilmcast.com.
If you think you can do better than me on my daily workout challenge, you can send me your challenge on Twitter. I am at Sherlyn Lowe.
But you will not become a friend. Like, just to be clear.
We're not friends. Email us your thoughts at podcast@engadget.com. Leave us a review, please, on iTunes, and subscribe on anything that gets podcasts.
Woo! Thanks,
Okay, man, we had to be done by noon, and it is
11:59
Eastern.
So it goes. I have a pre-brief to run to. I also do have an interview around the Unison stuff.
Okay.
Let me see if like it is worth listening to. So first of all, Ben,
if you need to dip first, you can dip, and I'll say bye to everyone.
You say bye. All right, see you, folks. Thank you
Bye.
for joining us, and everybody else, have fun. Enjoy chatting with the audience.
Dev.
Bye.
Bye to. I think our live stream team also has like an out, so we're gonna make this the goodbye section. So bye to Jonathan Anderson. I'm sorry we couldn't get all of your questions today. It's been such a week. Hi to D-Man, Gonzalo Costa, MJ Graphics Creation. I think we said hi to as well. Sir Holmes is here. Jonathan Anderson was able to join us for the whole show this time. Hi again to Danny Leon.
Saw Dhruv Karmokar a while ago. Hi to them.
DB, TRTH1, and Jonathan Anderson, what headphones am I wearing? They're Marshall something. I don't know the exact model. Ali said hi. Thanks everyone as always for joining us and engaging. We love hanging out and chatting with y'all. Ben, do you want to do your thing?
Yes. Okay. So thanks everybody for watching. This video comes to you via our video team, which is Julio Barrientos and Luke Brooks, but it's powered by everyone in the chat. Seriously, you remember things that we forget. You make the conversation more interesting and more dynamic. The podcast is better for having it streamed. If you've stuck around this long, you know that we live in a world of algorithms better than the average person. So rate us on iTunes, rate us on Google Podcasts, tell some friends about us. Let's get that viral lift and that, word of mouth going. And thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.